Did Liverpool get away with one against Crystal Palace? Now, Liverpool are a good team, and against Crystal Palace, they always seem to be able to win. And in this game, they kind of got lucky with the fact that Ayew got a red card, and almost immediately after, Mo Salah was able to score. Now, by the way, what are my manners? My name is Izzy. Hi, pleasure to meet you. If you like, hit that like and the subscribe button. Anyways, Liverpool are a good team, and I am not surprised that they are top of the league now. They are a team that have been creeping up on Arsenal and Manchester City for the last 5 or 6 game weeks. And the truth is, if Manchester City and Arsenal don't get their act together, Liverpool could quite feasibly take this title and take it at a canter, because Jurgen Klopp has history in this. They are one of 2 teams that are able to do a 17, 18 match winning run. They've done it before. Now, they don't have the same personnel as they had 3 or 4 years ago when they took the title. But one thing that is evident is that they have a winning mentality. They don't still have the type of rock and roll football that they were able to call on a few years ago. But at the same time, Liverpool are a team that are growing in confidence, and being able to not play as well and still make it to this point with only 3 more games to halfway point of this season, and being top of the table, it's quite easy to see that Liverpool are a team that should be taken seriously. And I don't understand why people haven't taken them seriously until now, because it seems like immediately they hit number 1, that's when everybody wants to think of Liverpool as a title contender. Now, in this game, they did get lucky. Crystal Palace played well for a great portion of this game. And if it wasn't for the ill discipline of Ayew, some of the things that led into his red card were easily avoidable. But Liverpool are a team that are very good at taking advantage of when you slip up. We've seen it this season. And with their only blotch being that Tottenham game, where a lot of us felt they were aggrieved by losing that game in the manner that they lost. They had a goal that was perfectly okay, chalked off for offside. The communication in that game was terrible. And then they were able to hold off Tottenham until the 96th minute, when they conceded that own goal by Matip. Now, Jurgen Klopp has experience, and one thing that you can always count on him is having a team that will give you 100% dedication. Now, when Salah slotted in that equalizer, the writing was on the wall. And eventually they were able to get a 91st minute winner. And Liverpool are a team that are just going to keep trucking on. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, have a lot to be worried about, because with Everton's latest revival, they look like a team that are starting to sink down there. They and Nottingham Forest might end up getting roped into this relegation battle, because Everton are playing very well. And on the other side, you have teams such as Brentford and teams such as Fulham, who are starting to create a bit of a distance between themselves and the bottom. And so you're now having this 4-tier system where you have the teams right at the top, your Arsenals, Aston Villa, Manchester City, and Liverpool, that are going in for this title change, right? And then you have the teams that are slightly below that, Manchester United, Newcastle, Brighton, who are creating that other buffer of the teams that are chasing Europe as well. And then you have the Brentfords and your Fulhams, who seem to be able to get that mid-table side of 9 to about 11, 12, 13. And then you have that side of the teams that are facing relegation. Anywhere below 14th, in my opinion, have a problem. So that's going to be your Evertons, your Nottingham Forests, your Lutons, Sheffield Uniteds, your Burnleys. These are the teams that are going to be fighting against relegation. So the fact that you have Crystal Palace so close to those teams down there, and the fact that their gameplay is not inspiring any confidence. I've said it for a while. I think Roy Hodgson is a good manager, but he just doesn't seem to innovate anything. And this is nothing to do with his age, being 76-year-old. He's able to still communicate with these players effectively, but he's not making them play any better than he did 3 or 4 years ago, before Patrick Vieira took over. And I did feel as though his appointment was going to be a regression in terms of gameplay, but is going to give you stability. And that's what he's been able to offer. But one thing is, if they keep getting the same results they have been getting, in the last few games, they are going to be in trouble because you have the revival of Everton, you have the revival of Bournemouth, and you are also going to see a little bit of a manager bounce from Sheffield United because the manager who's going in knows the club. He knows a few of the players that were there who played under his tenure a few years ago, and you never know what Luton are able to do. They're going to be a wild card, and don't expect Burnley to just throw in the towel as well because Vincent Kompany is still a young manager and he's still learning on the job, and you never know when they're going to be able to get a 4 or 5 game bounce just as Everton or just as Bournemouth have. So Crystal Palace are in danger, and if they don't try to rectify this anytime soon, Roy Hodgson might be walking because we've already seen that Crystal Palace have no qualms about letting go of a manager mid-season. If they end up running into a few games that are very tough to call, it might be tough. It might be time for Roy Hodgson to walk out. I still think they should give him at least until the end of the season to be able to try and get them out of this mire that they're currently in. And I do have confidence that he will because I still believe that the bottom 3 teams are still weaker than the rest of the league. Burnley, Luton, and Sheffield United. But that's not to say that Nottingham Forest, who are also precariously hanging just above that bottom 3, as well as Crystal Palace, can't be roped into the problems that relegation is going to bring in. But as far as Liverpool, they just need to keep on doing exactly what they're doing. And if Liverpool are able to get this next stretch of games away, and if they're able to dispatch of Arsenal at Anfield in the next few weeks, well, then we are going to have a conversation as to whether Liverpool should be the front runners for this title, because Manchester City are clearly not the Manchester City of old. Arsenal are still having a lot of teething problems, and while they are flattering to deceive in certain games, they still haven't got that cohesion and that beautiful gameplay that they had last season. So Liverpool are definitely pace setters right now, and I believe they've earned every bit of it because I don't see any game in which Liverpool have been atrocious. Now, they were not special against Crystal Palace, not whatsoever. But they are a team that know how to get the job done when they need to get it done. And if you're able to go to Selhurst Park and claim the 3 points, doesn't matter how well you played, doesn't matter how badly you played, you're able to claim it, grab it. But anyway, guys, it's been your boy Izzy. Thank you for watching. Until the next time, peace.